There is someone you know who drives the same car. 6 years pass, yet nothing about it visually changes. The original rims remain, untouched by aftermarket temptation. The exhaust still whispers factory restraint and predictable engineering. Inside, gray fabric seats hold familiar, unaltered comfort. Around them, others chase upgrades and louder identities. Tinted windows darken glass like armor against ordinary visibility. Custom wheels spin stories about personality and presence. Subwoofers vibrate streets, announcing carefully constructed confidence loudly. Yet their vehicle stands unchanged, almost stubbornly neutral. Ask them why, and they answer calmly. "It runs fine," they say without hesitation. The response sounds simple, almost dismissive at first. But the answer rarely concerns mechanical performance. Something psychological hides beneath that practical explanation. Watch carefully, and patterns begin forming beneath ordinary appearances. These individuals are not empty of strong preferences. They know exactly how they prefer morning coffee. Their workspace follows a precise, intentional structure daily. Passivity does not define their broader personality. So absence of modification is not absence of desire. It is a deliberate psychological position disguised as practicality. The first hidden layer beneath this choice is control, not dominance over others, but internal regulation. Psychologists describe this orientation as locus of control. Those with internal locus trust their disciplined decisions. They believe outcomes depend primarily on personal responsibility. For them, the car represents calculated stability. Every modification introduces unpredictable variables into future outcomes. Uncertainty feels threatening, even when excitement tempts change. A spoiler today could reduce resale value tomorrow. Aftermarket parts might quietly cancel protective warranties. Each adjustment carries risks impossible to fully calculate. The threat lies within unpredictability, not creativity. Keeping everything stock preserves a manageable future, yet outsiders misinterpret this restraint as indifference. Friends eventually stop suggesting bold upgrades. Partners may assume a lack of passion. Labels quietly attach themselves to careful personalities. Boring, cheap, unambitious become careless social judgments. None of those labels capture psychological reality. Beneath the surface operates a refined threat detector. Many people never develop such sensitivity. To understand it, we must look backward. Childhood environments often planted these cautious instincts. Money may have felt unstable during formative years. Not extreme poverty, but quiet unpredictability lingered. A parent losing work changes household atmosphere. Bills piling temporarily create invisible emotional imprints. Children absorb tension without receiving explanations. Their nervous systems quietly learn resources disappear suddenly. Preservation becomes a primary psychological survival strategy. If something works, never disturb its balance. Stable systems should not invite unnecessary risk. This pattern represents adaptation, not dysfunction. Different childhoods create different relationships with vehicles. One brain views cars as fragile investments. Another brain sees limitless expressive possibility. Neither perspective is inherently superior or flawed, yet only one is consistently understood socially. Beneath financial memory lies another psychological dimension. That dimension centers around personal identity expression. Some individuals broadcast identity loudly through possessions. Psychologists call this the need for uniqueness. High scorers pursue rare, attention-commanding objects. Low scorers feel comfortable without visual differentiation. Low uniqueness does not mean weak self-concept. Often it signals deeply rooted internal clarity. The untouched car reflects quiet self-assurance. Identity does not require mechanical amplification. Many people use objects as social shortcuts. cars become symbols of belonging or status. The stock owner rejects symbolic dependency consciously, or perhaps never developed that dependency. The outcome appears subtle, almost invisible socially. Others modify vehicles immediately after purchase. Lift kits rise before temporary tags expire. Leased cars receive bold wraps never permanently owned. These choices communicate identity through visible transformation. The vehicle becomes a loud, personal sentence. For stock owners, cars are simple tools. Transportation matters more than presentation or applause, yet not every untouched car signals security. Some neutrality emerges from fear of visibility. Standing out once invited ridicule or criticism. Attention felt dangerous rather than empowering. Blending in reduced exposure to harsh judgment. Default settings became emotional protective armor. Two identical cars can hide opposite psychologies. External appearance rarely reveals internal emotional worlds. Notice how each driver reacts when questioned casually. Secure individuals shrug without emotional disturbance. They laugh lightly, unconcerned about perception. Others feel subtle anxiety beneath composed expressions. Attention feels like exposure rather than appreciation. Social psychology names this behavioral camouflage adaptation. People blend in to reduce uncertainty costs. Clothing, speech, and cars reflect this instinct. Early environments often teach invisibility equals safety. Those lessons calcify into automatic adult behavior. Many adults follow rules written unconsciously in childhood. The untouched car follows inherited psychological instructions. It may represent independence or protective silence. Behavior alone never tells the complete story. Sometimes a stock car carries everything that happened.